Peace, peace, peace. What's good? I have an intuitive message to share about how everything shifts when you shift. How everything shifts once you decide to shift your beliefs within your own self, about your own self. When you decide that you are worth more, when you decide to love yourself more, when you decide to start speaking up more and stop speaking down less. I say that in the sense where many times you might have silenced yourself. I know I did. You might have chosen not to say things, or maybe you chose to say things, but they didn't come out in a healthy way. Maybe it came out in frustration, or maybe it came out in feeling tired of feeling a certain way, so you just got tired of holding it in. Maybe it's in the sense of just expressing yourself, but just, I don't know what other way to say it other than not in a very healthy way where it's proactive in a sense, and you meant well. What you were trying to express held value, but the way you expressed it made the value seem like if it didn't, like made it seem like the value was less than what it really was. Because many times it's like you can have such a great point, but if you express it with anger, you express it with frustration, you express it with in a rush to say it, that you're not thinking clearly. When you express yourself in a state of mind that is not of calmness, you might say something that is not completely aligned to how you're feeling inside, because you're too in a rush to say it, because you're frustrated, because you're angry, or whatever the case may be. So even though it's good for us to speak up and speak out, it's also just as good and important for us to do it in a way that's healthy, in a way that's in a calm state of mind, where we're speaking out of our heart and we're not speaking out of all these energies that are not of our highest self or our highest good. So once we shift out of that sense of silencing ourselves, or if you haven't gone through the silencing yourself part, maybe just choosing your words more wisely, choosing to think before you say, or to feel before you say. That you're coming out of straight intuitive feeling, as opposed to just letting things come out however they come out. Being intentional. Once you shift within yourself, everything outside of you shifts. Everything outside of you arranges itself to shift to how you are within yourself. I've said it before, and I'm going to continue to say it again and again. The universe doesn't give us what we want. It gives us who we are. It gives us who we are. When you are love, you receive more love. when you value yourself, you receive people who also value you. And if you come across people who don't value you, you just don't put up with it. So as fast as it came, as fast as it goes. When you're kind, you receive kind people. And when you come across someone who's unkind, it's because you were placed in their life for you to plant a seed in their heart to be kind. Even if you don't see the instant change within them, you still planted a seed. A seed. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. So regardless of how they choose to water that seed or not, as long as you plant your seeds, that's all you need to do. When you shift within yourself and you choose and you decide and you believe and you affirm and you stand true within yourself that you do deserve good, that you do deserve to live freely, that you do deserve love that is honest, that is pure, that is genuine, that is loyal, that is giving, that is not, it doesn't hold grudges, it doesn't talk down on you, it doesn't compare, it doesn't make you feel unbalanced or not at peace. When you choose to be that within yourself, truly though, like truly, and you heal these past cycles, these past traumas, because maybe it's not so much that you are, let's say, a disloyal person, but if you're living with something within here, a fear of people being dishonest or not loyal to you, then there's going to be a cycle that repeats within your life. And I say that because that's happened with me. I guess this is pretty personal, but whatever. I mean, can't get nowhere without not being vulnerable and allowing others to see you for who you are and what you've been through. So whatever, it's no big deal now anyway. I'm over it. I have always done my best. And you know what? Actually, maybe okay. I can see where it came from. Because one time, I wasn't in a relationship with this person. And I was young. Not an excuse, but I was just foolish back then. I was not in my highest self at all, for sure. But so anyway, when I was like a freshman or something like that, I was dating somebody and we dated for a few months, but it never became official because I just was not ready. I knew I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to come out and tell the world what I was drawn to emotionally and intimately was women. I wasn't ready to come out, and so I wasn't ready to be with this girl. I just couldn't. I was being at least honest with myself and honest with her that I couldn't. I just couldn't make it official to be with her. Did I really like her? Of course, I really liked her, and we were talking for months. I think it was like 10 months, and finally I just decided, like, you know what, like, let's just make it official then. But I still could not. I just couldn't get through my fear of judgment from others, of just being in such a, at this time period, it was still more difficult for people to come out. My family didn't really know. My family didn't know. Friends didn't know. Hardly anybody really knew. So it was very hard. And you could be out with the same sex and people just be looking at you, and it's just, I was not comfortable at all. It was very difficult for me. And so when I decided to make it official, I I wanted to be able to be free within myself, but I was still battling. And so I think it was like, as soon as we became official, I started to distance myself because I was just already feeling very uncomfortable with it. And so anyway, I mean, we ended up lasting officially for like 3 or 4 days until I just had to call it off. And this one person, I mean, she was very sweet and everything, and I was just not in the right state of mind. I was not in my heart, and we weren't official because it was when we were still talking. But I was in a little player. I was in a little player mood back then. And I guess I was playing games, but I was still telling her. I mean, I wasn't exactly playing games because I wasn't trying to play games. I say play games in the sense where, because I knew we weren't official or anything like that, and I knew I couldn't be like very serious with her, give her that, I was still out. I mean, I would go and party and, I mean, just be a dumb teenager. And I mean, I kissed more than one time this person. And I would tell her because I would feel bad, but I mean, that's messed up, you know? That's like really messed up. And that's like one of the things that I've carried, which I mean, I want to say I've healed and I've let go and forgiven myself, where it's like, man, like, why was I so dumb and why was I so mean? I mean, for me, that's mean. Like, for me, that's unkind. For me, that just is. And it's like, it's no excuse where it's like, oh, well, we weren't official. I mean, but we still had emotional ties together. So for me, that's where my karma started, because I shouldn't have been doing any of that with her. It's like, whether we were official or not, if I knew that I couldn't give her what she wanted, I just should have not continued with it and hurt her. Like, I know I hurt her. From me not being able to give her, maybe she felt unworthy, or maybe, but it had everything to do with me, nothing to do with her. It was just me. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't free myself to be myself and just let people think and say whatever the heck they wanted to say. As long as I was living my truth, I couldn't at that time. And so for me, it was like, well, at that time, it was like, well, we're not official. Like, she knows I can't be with her. And like, but I'm going to tell her, hey, I kissed this person. And when I kissed them more than one time a night when I had gone out. And I mean, I would tell her because I felt like I should be honest with her. But at the same time, like, who wants to hear that about someone that you have emotional connection with? So for me, that's just messed up. Like, that's just messed up. It's just messed up. Like, I wish I could talk to my younger self and be like, Cyndiii, don't do that. Like, snap some sense into her. But it's okay. I gotta be kind with myself. I didn't know better. Or maybe I knew better, but I didn't know. I did as best as I could with what I had. Mentally. I was mentally still very immature. But for me, that's where my karma started. And the next person I did it after her, I did come out. And that girl cheated on me left and right. Like bad. She would literally go with this friend and be getting ready at my house with me for this friend to pick her up. Little did I know that she was dating this person. She ended up having a baby with this person. Or wait, she didn't end up having the baby. I think she ended up losing the baby, which is very sad. But she did get pregnant by this person. And I mean, it was literally like karma for me. That was big karma for me of what I did to this previous girl. And the next one after that, same thing. This was a more serious relationship that I was in. My first really serious relationship. And same. I caught her multiple times messaging her ex, and oh my gosh, crazy stories, like crazy freaking stories. And I think about it, and it's like, wow, Cyndiii, how much did you not love yourself to have put yourself through that? To see proof from the very beginning that she was doing these things behind your back and trying to lie about it, literally even changing the contact name so that I would not know that she was texting this ex of hers, seeing other messages of this other ex that she was messaging on Instagram. It's like there was just so much right in front of my face, and like even to the point where I saw her at her ex's house one night. I just didn't even know that it was her ex's house until it came her ex's parents' house. Until it came out one night during an argument. She's like, "How did you even know that it was her parents' house?" I was like, "I didn't know." Like, what? The truth always comes to like what's hidden in the dark always comes to the light. Fast forward a few months later, after I had forgiven her, just thinking like, okay, well, I ignored my intuition. I'm scrambling because it's just like it's too much stories and too much in debt to go into right now. It's just crazy, all this karma that I brought into myself. And it all began with me not loving myself, me not being true to myself, me not being authentic to myself, me choosing not to be honest with myself. And I turned around and went not being honest with someone else, which is this first girl that I was dating. And it ended up trickling big time on me, big time. And the one after that I'm telling you about now, that I caught multiple times cheating, multiple times, and I still kept freaking going back. Oh my gosh. Wow, I can laugh about it now, but oh my gosh, did it hurt back then. It hurt so bad. I felt like I was just dying. I felt like my heart, like you can literally feel your heart break. Yeah. And I haven't dated many people. I haven't. So it was just that first girl that I dated, I couldn't come out. I dated the next girl, I came out. And the first one that like really broke my heart, but it wasn't that serious either. I was still in high school. Next one was, I was already out of high school. And she was like my first like serious relationship. We lived together. Actually the only person I've lived with, now that I think about it, because which is my last ex, I'm gonna say she's the last ex that I've had, because I'm not gonna have another ex. She was actually one of the most serious that I took, because I was now more, I don't want to say older, but it wasn't that long ago, like 2 to 3 years ago or something like that. So this is more into my adulthood. I don't want to say I was like more mature, because I'm always realizing how much I can grow in my maturity. I wasn't emotionally mature. I think I can say I've grown in my emotional maturity because of that. It was like a catalyst for me. But still, again, I ignored my intuition, and oh man, I don't even know if I should like put this type of business out there, because it was just so recent. But she ended up I ended up finding out after she told me she needed a break from me and to just have her time apart. I thought we were having a break where she was going to work on herself. I was going to work on myself, which I still did regardless. And I'm so happy I stuck true and stayed honest to myself doing that. But through that, probably like 2 months later, I mean, right off the bat, she started dating somebody else. I felt it. And I say that because I know, because I felt it. I felt it. I'm very strong in my intuition. My intuition is always guiding me, and I ignore it. And I've learned not to ignore my intuition. So intuitively, I was feeling like if she was already just dating another person or other people. And well, yeah, about two months to 3 months later, if that, I don't think it was 3 months later, but between 2 and 3 months later, I ended up finding out that she really was. I had confirmation that she really was dating somebody else. And shortly after that, she got married. She got engaged somewhere where we were supposed to have our little ceremony of love, because I don't believe in marriage, but we were going to have like our little ceremony solidifying our love that we had together. It's cool. It like doesn't even hurt me, but it's just crazy how much karma I received trickling down on me because of me. It all ended with me. Now it's all ended because I've shifted within myself to love myself more, to be honest with myself, to know my value and know my worth, to speak up, because that's something that was also a big problem within my previous relationship, where I couldn't speak my truth. I couldn't communicate very properly. I couldn't communicate effectively. I had a very hard time not feeling pressured to speak and speak in peace, speak in calm. I mean, thankfully, I never yelled or anything like that when I would communicate, but I still I struggled so much with communicating. And all that, like, my communication has gotten so much better. Why? Because I shifted within my own self. I shifted to trust myself in my communication, trust myself in what I'm feeling, to say it calmly, to say it patiently, to say it where I'm being compassionate of the other person and how they may receive it. Not out of me thinking out of trauma, not me thinking out of fear, but me just trusting that Source is within me and knows what I'm trying to say, and Source is within them and can help me deliver the message, even if I might not say the right words, but the energy is going to be there. I chose to shift within myself, and because of that, because I now value myself too, I value who I am, I value my energy, I value my essence. I have been surrounded by others who also see me in that light, who receive me in that light too, who reflect to me what it is that I'm emanating from within myself. And I can use all of these past experiences to help me see my growth, to help me see what areas I may still be able to improve on, to help me see what areas or what things I can still maybe work to let go and release. Like with this first girl, like, I shouldn't be so hard on myself. I was very young and I just if I couldn't, if I knew I couldn't do it at that time in my life, it wasn't meant, you know, and it was meant for everything to happen the way it did, so that I can now, I can see also the value of, even with all my relationships, I know what it feels like for someone not to be honest with you. I know what it feels like to feel unworthy. I know what it feels like to feel like somebody is going to leave you for somebody else. I know what it feels like to see somebody you love with somebody else. I know what all of that feels like. I know what it feels like to feel insecure. I know what it feels like to just to feel like you love something so much and they don't love you as much back. I know what that feels like. But you know what all that reflected to me? It was just a mirror of how I was treating my own self. I didn't feel like I was that worthy enough. And I see where it stemmed from my childhood, different things that I experienced in my childhood, at home, at school, at different times, with different people and different things and different situations, where I can go back and reflect now and see my child self, my inner child, where she began to sink in and sink in and sink in and just sink in and start hiding herself away because she felt unworthy, because she felt unsafe, because she felt like somebody was going to pick somebody else over her, because she wasn't being picked, because she wasn't being seen, because whatever it is. But it was all a choice for me to either accept it for what it was or choose to go and sink myself in and sink myself in. But it was all a part of that plan too. That was all a part of the plan. Because now I can see both sides of the coin. I can see both sides of the coin. And because I can see both sides of the coin, I don't want to ever have anybody feel the way that I once have. I don't want anyone to ever feel that unworthiness. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're not good enough and somebody's going to come around and be better than them. I don't want anybody to be comparing themselves to anybody else. And I want everybody to know that you are exactly who you need to be, how you need to be. And there's nothing to compare you with anybody else, because nobody can be you. Nobody but you can be you. And as long as you acknowledge that in here, then others will acknowledge it out here. I needed to see both sides of the coin. In order to pick heads or tails, you got to know that heads is on the other side of tails. If not, what are you going to choose? How are you going to have an option to choose? How are you going to know the choices that you have if all you have is heads? If all you have is tails? You got to be able to make your choice. You can't see the light without there being any dark. And you don't know any dark without knowing that there is light. How can I make a choice to turn on the light right now if the sun was out? I mean, if there was no darkness right now. Yeah, if the sun was out. I don't know. I might be getting myself confused, but you get my point. I know you get my point. I get my point. I just can't express it so well in words. The world shifts when we shift. Our outside environment shifts when we choose to shift the environment within ourselves. Do you love yourself? Do you truly love yourself? Not out of ego, not out of being prideful, not out of, oh, I'm better than somebody else, Not out of, oh yeah, of course, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome. No, do you love who you are as a person? Do you love how you care for others? Do you love how you speak to others? Do you love how you uplift others, or do you bring others down? Do you love how you make others feel seen? Do you love how you see within others? Do you love how you see within yourself? Because if we don't, then that's exactly what the mirror is going to reflect. We are the mirror. We are the mirror. The life is our mirror. We're looking through the mirror. If you're seeing something within me right now you don't like, it's because you're looking at it within yourself. You can acknowledge it within yourself. When there's something that is irking me about somebody else, it's like, why is it irking me? What do I have that within myself I haven't healed? What is it that I used to do maybe back then that now I just can't really, I don't want to say I can't stand it within someone else or something, but at some point there were things that I would see within others that I just could not stand. And it's like, well, why? And it was because maybe at some point in my life I did that too. And I didn't like that I was doing it. Maybe even like I can't understand. I can't understand how people can be dishonest with others. And you know why? Because at some point I was dishonest with others. But why? Because I was dishonest with myself. When somebody is not being true to themselves, it's like, why? Why aren't you being true to yourself? But you know why? Because at some point in my life, I was not being true to myself and I didn't like it. So now I can see it. I can directly see right through someone else who's not being true to themselves. But why? Because I've seen the other side of that coin and I know what both sides of the coin looks like. And I can see that reflection that they're reflecting from when I've looked at myself in the mirror the same exact way. I'm seeing my reflection that I've seen within myself through that person, through that individual before. Everything is a direct reflection of ourselves. You know, one time I was, oh my gosh, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is insane. I can't see the numbers on my phone because of the flashlight. It's like clipped on and it's blocking the numbers. Something told me to check the numbers, like, because all I saw was 3. And I was like, is it 333? And it was, what did I say? 3. I don't know. I can only see the 3 again, but whatever those numbers, 3, 2, 4, 5. Synchronicities right there, numerology speaking to us. I was saying though, one time when I was sharing my poetry in Phoenix, one of my last times sharing my poetry before I came out here to Mexico, and it was around that hollow day. I like to say hollow day. If you heard it anywhere else, it's they copied me. It's okay. That's okay. See, I can acknowledge that's the ego, but it's okay. I need to catch the ego. So I'm catching the ego. That's why I say it's okay if you hear somebody else saying hollow day. Because that's what it is. I realize what holidays really are, and they're just nothing but empty. They're filled with nothing but emptiness, and the sense of like they're just very dark. They're very dark. So anyway, these hollow days, it was Halloween. Yeah, speaking of hollow, it was around Halloween time. And the question that the host had was, if you could dress up as something for the rest of your life, what would you dress up as? And like for me, I'm always wanting to think of something like creative, you know, think outside the box. I always like to place my thoughts outside the box. What can I think of? I don't want to just be something like what do you call it? Like something basic, a basic answer, or something that's just like, oh, okay, you know? So intuitively it came to me, I would wear a mirror, because then everybody would be able to see themselves the way life truly is. Because we are everything. Life is a direct mirror of ourselves, and whatever it is that anybody would be, if I'd be wearing the mirror, somebody's seeing their own reflection. You want to tell me something, you're actually seeing whatever you're seeing within yourself through me. Because life is our mirror. Life is our mirror. If you want to judge me, you're just judging yourself. If I'm ever judging, I mean, I really don't judge anybody anymore. I did at some point. I definitely did. Until I realized where it's like, I mean, and if I ever do happen to judge anybody, it's like, okay, Cyndiii, why are you judging this person? You're just judging yourself. Why are you judging yourself? And if I don't want anybody to be judging me, I need to stop judging myself. And that's also one reason why I've been able to stop judging others, because I've learned that within me, where it's like, if I don't want something outside of me to be, I need to not do that within my own self. And I talked about this in one of the other videos. If you don't want somebody to be critical of you, don't be critical of yourself. If you don't want somebody to judge you, don't judge yourself. Because everything is our mirror. What you are is what you get. When you shift in here, everything out here shifts. Everything out here shifts. If you don't value yourself, you're going to continue to receive people who don't value you until you decide, you know what? No, I am worth more. I'm worth more than what this person is treating me. So you know what? I need to value myself more. These are all things that the universe brings to us. Not because it wants to make life difficult for us, but because we're choosing to attract it to us. The moment we decide to learn from it and to take all these things as a mirror reflecting to us as proof in plain sight, what it is that we could work on, what it is that we can grow through, what it is that we could heal through, what it is that we could release and let go and move on from. Then the universe will stop sending those things to us, because we'll then understand. The moment you understand that you are worthy, then you'll be telling the universe, yes, I am worthy. And the universe will say, oh, okay, she is feeling worthy. He is feeling worthy. We have no other choice than to give her things, to give him things that are going to continue to have them feel on that worthy vibration, because that's what they're putting out into the universe. When you're questioning yourself and your worth, and you're lacking in your self-love, the mirror of life is going to continue to reflect that to you. The universe is a direct reflection of what it is that we could work on. When I'm struggling within something, I know it because I'm lacking it out here. I pay attention now, not in a way where it's like, oh, like in a negative way, If I am receiving something outside of me, it's telling me what's going on in here. If you want to know what's going on in here and what you still need to work on, pay attention to this. Pay attention to this mirror. Pay attention to the reflection. Pay attention. Are you judging others? Pay attention. Are you being critical of others? Pay attention. Are people valuing you? Are people honoring your energy? Are people around you at peace? Are they happy? Are they secure? And if they're not, then that's easily telling you what you can shift within your own self. That's it. We take this life so serious. We take this life so serious. 4044. It was 4044. We take this life so serious. And it's like, the more serious we take ourselves, the more serious we're taking this life, the more difficult it's going to be, because we're just going to think that it's something that's so serious. If you make a mistake and you drop a glass, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. And it's really not. You just broke something and it's okay. Just pick up the pieces and throw it away. And next time, maybe grab it a different way. Or move it from wherever you had it if you knocked it over. You know, like that saying, don't cry over spilled milk. What's the point of crying over spilled milk if it already spilled? What are you going to do about it? And I mean, actually, if we're actually talking literal, if you spill some milk, cow's milk, it's good. It's good. That was a blessing in disguise, because ain't nobody should be drinking no cow's milk unless you're a baby cow. Unless you're a baby cow, then you should not be drinking no cow's milk. So don't be crying over no spilled milk. Leave it there and spill the rest of it. Okay, no, but really, like, we shouldn't be crying over no spilled milk. If something spills, it's okay. Just pick it up and then just learn from whatever happened. Sometimes it might just be where it's like, okay, well, it just spilled. I didn't really necessarily do anything. It just happened to spill. Well, okay, that's fine. At the same time, don't cry over it. Build emotional intelligence and be playful with life. Allow yourself to be playful with life. And just know that, okay, if something happened, all right, there's something I can learn from it. There's something I can grow from it. There's something that I can take away from it. There's something that it's showing me that maybe, it can show you ways you've improved. It can show you ways that you can give yourself your own hug with or for, where it's like, I didn't react the way I used to. I'm doing better with my emotional reactions. I'm not reacting the same way. I communicated effectively and in a peaceful and healthy way. Like, I didn't take that to heart. And I didn't take it in an offensive way. We actually were able to have an honest and pure and loving conversation. Whatever it is, whatever it is. I allowed myself to play today. I allowed myself to stop saying I don't have time and make the time for something I enjoy, even if it was just a walk down the street and just take in some fresh air. I don't know, but life's too short to take it so serious and not have fun with it. Love yourself enough to know that you're worth it. The day you shift in here is the day that life will shift for you. Remember that. Believe it. Absorb it. Live it. Feel it. This turned out to be a long message. I didn't even... 444. It is what it is. It is what it needed to be. I got a little personal, and it's okay. For some reason I did. We all go through things. We all grow through things if we choose. And we've all had our moments of not feeling so proud of those moments. But as long as you choose to grow, and as long as you choose to do different and be different, then it's okay. Don't take this life so serious. Don't take this life so serious. Everything's good. Everything is okay. Just choose to love. Choose to love, because everything really does come back to us. And when we shift to love in here, then the world will shift to love for us as well. All right, I'm scared that my storage is gonna go out because this is a long 555. Changes, changes, changes. When you change in here, the world, the universe will change for you. Really quick, I used to always be thinking like, I want to change the world. I want to do something that changes the world, until I realized all I have to do is change myself. The moment I change, the world changes. And truly, the moment I started to change, my world changed too. We don't need to change the world. Nothing's wrong with the world. Nothing's wrong with the world. That's just perception. All we have to do is just work on our inner selves. Just be love. Change the frequency within you. And then the frequency outside of you will arrange to that change. All right, thanks for getting intimate with me. This is very intimate. Till next time, remember to love yourself. Remember to look into that mirror everywhere you go. And when you wake up also, look into your eyes, look into that soul, and tell yourself, I love you. I always do it 10 times when I wake up, when I'm still like half asleep, like sleepwalking still. I go into the mirror and I look at myself in the eyes, into my soul, and I tell myself I love you. I say it 10 times. Try it. It makes a big difference. And see how the world outside you changes and how it shifts. I love you. I love you. I love you. Much love, much peace. Till next time.